Right now, as you're watching this video, money is leaving your pocket. Not literally, but every paycheck, every purchase, every gallon of gas, a chunk disappears before you even see it. Taxes. And I know you've thought about it. What if you just didn't? What if nobody did? What if tomorrow, every single person stopped paying taxes? Would society collapse? Would we finally be free? Or would something way weirder happen? Today, we're running that experiment in our heads, at least. Because the IRS definitely watches YouTube. Let's break it down. Section 1. The scale of taxes. Before we blow up the system, let's understand what we're actually dealing with. In the US alone, the federal government collected over $4.4 trillion in taxes last year. That's trillion, with a T. If you stack that in dollar bills, it would reach the moon and back multiple times. But here's what most people don't realize. It's not just income tax. You've got payroll taxes taken before your check even hits your account. Sales tax every time you buy something. Property tax for the privilege of owning your own home. Capital gains tax if your investments do well. Corporate taxes, which companies often pass on to you through higher prices. Gas tax, alcohol tax, tobacco tax. The average American works from January until mid-April just to pay their annual tax burden. That's called Tax Freedom Day, and it's a real thing economists track. So when we ask, what if we stopped paying taxes, we're not talking about one stream of money. We're talking about the primary funding mechanism for modern civilization. Now let's turn it off. Section 2. Week 1. The silent phase. Here's the thing, if everyone stopped paying taxes tomorrow, you wouldn't notice immediately. The government doesn't operate in real time. They've got reserves, they've got bonds, they've got the ability to print money in emergencies. So for the first week or two, life looks pretty normal. Your paycheck is suddenly bigger, no federal withholding. You feel richer. People are posting on social media like, why did we ever do this? But behind the scenes, chaos is brewing. Government accountants are having heart attacks. Emergency meetings are being called. The Treasury is doing math that doesn't add up. Because here's the problem. The US government doesn't just spend what it collects. It already spends more. We run a deficit every year, covered by borrowing. No tax revenue means no ability to service that debt. And when the world's largest economy can't pay its bills, that's when things get interesting. Section 3. Month 1. The dominoes. By month 1, the first dominoes fall. Social Security checks stop. 70 million Americans rely on Social Security. Retirees, disabled individuals, survivors. That money? Gone. Not reduced. Gone. Medicare and Medicaid freeze. Hospitals start asking hard questions. Do we treat patients who can't pay? How long can we operate without reimbursement? Federal employees stop getting paid. That's 2 million civilian workers, plus 1.3 million active military personnel. The people running air traffic control, processing passports, guarding borders, maintaining nuclear arsenals, they're now working for free. How long do you think that lasts? The roads start to crumble. Okay. Not literally in month 1, but highway maintenance stops. Bridge inspections stop. That pothole on your commute? It's now a permanent resident. Schools face a crisis. Public education is mostly funded by state and local taxes. Property taxes especially. No taxes, no teachers' salaries, no buses, no lunch programs for the 30 million kids who depend on them. And here's the cascading effect nobody thinks about. When government workers don't get paid, they stop spending money. Local businesses lose customers. Those businesses lay off workers. Those workers stop paying rent. Landlords can't pay mortgages. Banks start sweating. It's a chain reaction. Section 4. Month 3. The new reality. By month 3, America looks different. Private security is booming, with police departments defunded not as a policy choice, but because there's literally no money. Wealthy neighborhoods start hiring private security firms. Gated communities become fortresses. Everyone else? You're on your own. Toll roads everywhere. Some entrepreneur realizes that people still need to drive. Suddenly, every major highway has a toll booth. That free interstate now costs $20 each way. Can't afford it? Find another route. Firefighting becomes a subscription service. This isn't hypothetical. This is how it used to work, and how it still works in some rural areas. No subscription? They watch your house burn and protect the neighbors who paid. Education fragments. Rich families move to private schools, which are now more expensive because they're the only game in town. Everyone else tries homeschooling, community co-ops, or just nothing. Healthcare becomes purely transactional. No Medicaid, no Medicare, no subsidies. Hospitals become luxury services. Emergency rooms implement ability to pay checks before treatment. Now, here's the twist nobody expects. New forms of taxation emerge anyway. Humans are social creatures. We need collective infrastructure. So communities start forming their own funding mechanisms. Neighborhood associations, private road collectives, subscription-based emergency services. They're just taxes with extra steps. Section 5. The deeper question. So here's where it gets philosophical. We ran this thought experiment, and what did we find? That without taxes, we don't get freedom, we get feudalism. The rich build walls, the poor scramble, and eventually, someone with enough power starts collecting contributions for protection. That's just taxes again, but without the voting part. See, taxes aren't really about the money. They're about the agreement. The social contract says, we all chip in, and in exchange, we get things none of us could afford alone. Roads that connect the entire country, a military that protects borders, courts that settle disputes without violence, a safety net for when life falls apart. Is that contract perfect? Absolutely not. Taxes are inefficient. Money gets wasted. Politicians make dumb decisions. Some people pay more than their fair share. Others game the system. But the alternative isn't no government. The alternative is different governments, private ones, corporate ones you didn't vote for and can't vote out. The question isn't really, what if we stopped paying taxes? The question is, what do we want our taxes to do? Because that conversation, that's actually worth having. So, there you have it. The Great Tax Shutdown Experiment. Would society collapse? Kind of, yeah. But more accurately, it would reorganize. Power would shift. New systems would emerge. And most of them would look suspiciously like the old systems, just with different people in charge. The boring truth is that some version of collective funding will always exist. The interesting debate is about how much, for what, and controlled by whom. But that's a video for another day. If this made you think or made you mad, drop a comment below. I read all of them. And if you want more what-if breakdowns like this, hit subscribe. We're just getting started. I'll see you in the next one.